All right. Hi class, how are we doing today?
Good morning, Mr. Malloy.
Awesome, guys. Well, today we are going to be working on mean, median, and mode in our 6th grade class today. So the standards and objectives that we'll be covering today will be to understand that a set of data is collected, including like Montana American Indian demographic data, to answer a statistical question as distribution, which can be described by center, spread, and overall shapes. That's 6SP2. And the other one is 6SP3, and our objective that we'll be covering today will be to, after participating in the 3Ms, the 3Ms lesson, students will independently complete the 3Ms worksheet with 80% accuracy, okay? To get us warmed up here, I have a little video that we're gonna watch. Just will give us a little more information and background on how to find mean, median, and mode. It also talks about range. We're not going to be doing a lot on range today, but we're mainly focusing on the mean, median, and mode for our class today. It's with math with Mr. J. And
Can I start the video, Mr. Malloy?
that would be really, really beneficial. Thank you.
We have over
can
600
skip the-
members worldwide. There's a
the
lot on our plate. Way too many emails.
ad.
But with Gemini and
Perfect.
Gmail,
Thank you, guys. Oops. Hit it again. There we go. Perfect.
Welcome to Math with Mr. J.
Mr. J.
In this video, I'm going to cover mean, median, mode, and range. Now these help us when working with data. They provide us with more information about our data and help us better
And
understand
guys, if you
our
look
data.
at one of your
So let's
handouts,
jump into
we
our
have
example
the mean,
and see
median,
exactly how to
laid
find
out
mean,
on
median, mode,
those
and
definitions
range.
laid out
Now
on
the
the
first
key.
thing that we're going to want to do is to order our data from least to greatest. For the example, it's already in order from least to greatest, so we're going to move on to mean, which is the average. Now we find the mean by adding all of the numbers up within our data, so we're finding the sum of the numbers, and then we divide by the number of numbers within our data. So the sum for our example here is going to be 753. So we added 72 plus 73 plus 79, so on and so forth, making sure to include all of the numbers within our data. So 753 is our sum, and then we divide by the number of numbers within our data. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 9 numbers. 753 divided by 9 is going to give us our mean. Now, after calculating this, we're going to get a repeating decimal. So 83, and then we get repeating sixes.
And obviously,
So
guys,
what I'm going to do,
when we
I'm
do
going
this,
to
we can
round
use
this
calculators
the
to
nearest
solve this.
hundredth.
It'll
So
make
the
a little bit
hundredths
quicker
place,
than
let's look to see if we
doing
round up
long
or stay
division
the same.
outside. But it's
We
good to
round
know
up.
that
So our
long division
mean,
too.
rounded to the nearest hundredth, is going to be 83 and 67 hundredths. So let's move on to median. And I like to remember this one by thinking of medium. It kind of sounds like median, and medium is the middle size, and median is the middle number. So for our example, we have 9 numbers within our data set. So the middle number is going to be the 5th one because we have 4 on the left of the number and 4 on the right. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, giving us our middle number of 84. So the median or middle number is 84.
84.
Since we have an odd number of numbers within our data set, we're going to have one number sitting in the middle. If we were to have an even number of numbers within our data set, we're going to have 2 numbers sitting in the middle. If that's the case, find the average between those two numbers. So add them up and then divide by 2. If you need more help with median, I added a link down in the description where I have more examples, and I have an example of a data set with an even number of numbers. Let's move on to mode, which means we are going to look for the number that occurs the most within our data. So mode, most. I see within our data we have 2 90s right here, 1, 2, but we have 3 84s, and then everything else just has 1. So 3 84s, 84 occurs the most. So that's going to be our mode. So 84 again. Mode is as simple as that, whatever number occurs the most. Now, you can have more than one mode. For example, if we had 3 84s and then in our example we also had 3 90s, we can have 2 modes. We would have 84 and 90. But in this example, we only had one mode, which was 84. Let's move on to range. Now, range tells us how stretched out our data is, so to speak,
Okay.
how far everything...
And like we had talked about earlier, range we're going to learn about later, but today we're mainly going to be focused on the mean, median, and mode for our purposes for this lesson, okay? So,
Span.
yes.
I really like Eminem.
I do too. Me too. Me too. I love it. But okay, so now that we have a little bit more background on mean, median, mode, let's can anyone give me some examples or an example of how using mean, median, and mode could be helpful in our everyday lives? Yeah.
If, like, somebody's batting average,
Yeah.
okay,
That's a really good
like
one.
in baseball.
Yeah, like in baseball, that's a
Okay.
really good one. You know,
Right.
I thought one that I thought of was like a basketball, you know, having like a points per game or rebounds per game, assists per game, different things like that. Anyone else have any other examples they can think of?
Maybe my grades, if I wanted to know my mean
Mean,
grade
yeah,
point.
average of all your grades. That great one, perfect. Good job, guys. So let's explore more on the measures of the center. So like we were talking about the M, and M's, mean, median, and mode. So a value is used to describe tendencies of a set of data. So that is what finding the mean, median, and mode does for us. The mean, again, like Mr. J was talking about, is the average or the sum of all items in a set of data, and then the number of times in that set. So you can first, we're just finding the average of it. So we're going to add up all those items in a set and then divide by the number of items that are in that set to find the mean. And then with the median, it's that middle value or the data. So first we got to remember to list the data from least to greatest. So finding that median, we got to list it from least to greatest and then find the middle value. And then finally, mode is the value or values that occur most often. And we got to remember that it could be more than one value. So for example, in like 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and 6, there was a number that occurred more than once. So that would be
3.
the mode. Thank you. Yep, perfect. So 3. We're going to practice now for the following examples. So I want you guys to use the data to find the mean, median, and mode. Okay, so
Can we work together?
yeah, and you can work in pairs on this. Okay, so you guys can find your pairs, and what we're going to be looking at is a basketball player scores the following points in 7 games: 13, 23, 21, 20, 21, 24, and 18. So I want you guys to find their mean, their median, and their mode for their statistics or their points that they scored in each of those games. And again, you can work in your pairs, and I'll be walking around if you guys have any questions to
Can
Yeah.
we use our calculators?
you can use your calculators to to add up the numbers or find the mean, median, and mode.
You rich guys have calculators. I don't have a calculator.
What do we do first?
Okay, so yeah, first things first, can anyone tell me as you're working what is the first step to find the mean? What's the first
We need
step?
to add all these numbers up and then
Perfect.
divide them by 9, I think. 1, 2,
But I
3,
think you
4,
need to
5,
put them in
8.
order of
Yeah,
least.
that's
to-
what
Yeah,
I
you
was
have to
gonna
you have
say
to list
too.
them
We
from
always
least to
kinda wanna do
greatest.
that.
You want to
Least to
do that
greatest
first because we that's good though. You're right. We we need to list them from least to greatest, and that helps us kind of organize how to find these. It's your question.
So I added them up, but I only have 7 numbers. I don't have 8.
8.
I have
It
7.
is 7 numbers.
Yeah, it is 7 numbers. Yep. So you're
Well,
good.
That girl
girl
across
over
there.
there.
Oh, okay.
Trying
Yeah,
I
to
was
throw us
looking
off.
at his paper.
Yeah. Oh shoot, we got some confusion going on here.
Okay, so we can work together.
Mhm.
Wanna read me the numbers and I'll put them in the calculator?
13, 23, 21, 20, 21.
Okay.
It's 140 if you really want to know.
Yeah.
Guys, no
13,
sharing
23.
answers with other.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
Yeah.
I arranged them in order.
Well, let's
Well,
do
these
it
people
that
with
way.
calculators are so
But you
slow.
can add without having them be in order, and it would be equal.
I know,
the
but you're
same
gonna
thing.
have to
18.
figure out the bottom stuff
Yeah.
first
20.
anyway. So
21, 21,
minus 20
23,
median.
24.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, and then we had how many numbers? Cause it
7.
says, okay, we have to divide that by 7.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know 7 goes into 14 twice, that's 0.
Good job. I like that
Are we
strategy.
doing all 3 at once, or are we doing one at a time and talking
The
about it,
median.
or?
Yeah, let's get let's you guys get the first 3 done, all
Okay.
3 of them done, and then we'll come back as a whole
And then
group
what's the median
and
again? Middle value.
talk about what we got.
Meet the middle of the 2
Right.
middle values, okay, 1, 2.
How are you guys?
I
There's
think
seven
I'm
numbers,
related
so-
to Mr. J on the video.
21.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
So 21.
Awesome.
Yes.
Mr. J
Because
seems
my
like a
last
cool
name
guy.
And then
starts
the
with
mode
J.
is
Oh, okay.
very,
You're in
Could be.
kindergarten instead of
Clears most
6th grade.
often. What number clears most often?
21.
Okay, so we're done.
You guys are already done? Okay,
We've
awesome.
been done for a
We've been
long
done for a
time.
long
Oh,
time.
okay.
And we didn't even have a calculator.
Okay, sweet. Okay, well let's what did you guys get for the mean, median, and mode?
So for mean, we got 20.
So did
We
we.
got 22, sweet.
Mhm.
Or 20 as
Oh,
well,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah, 20, yeah. Okay,
And
how
did
about,
we do?
yeah, go ahead.
So we figured mean out, we got 20 by, first we put our numbers in order from least to greatest. We added them all together, which was 140, and then we divided by the number of numbers there are.
That are
so
in the set.
7.
Exactly.
So that's how we got 20.
Perfect. Did you guys do the same?
Yes?
We did, but without a calculator.
Okay, no big deal.
Oh,
No
okay.
big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just
Sweet.
wanted you to know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got it. Okay, how about
Extra credit.
yeah, extra credit. All right. How about our next one? What did you guys do to solve that one? Same.
The median?
To find the median.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah.
We got 21.
Okay. Sweet.
Did you guys
You
get
guys get
21?
21?
Mhm.
Yeah.
21. How did you guys solve that one?
Because it's the middle value.
Yeah,
After
okay.
we lined our numbers
After
up.
you listed them from least to greatest,
Yeah.
perfect. So that's
There
kind
were
of been the
7.
common thread.
There were an odd number, so it was easy to pick the one in the middle.
Nice.
Like
Yeah,
Dr.
I like
J
when we
said.
get an, yeah.
Unless if there were an even number, then we'd have to take the 2 in the middle, add them together.
Yeah,
divide by
that just makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like
More
it. I like it.
Okay.
And then how about our last one? How did you guys find the mode?
We got 21 again,
We did.
so that's
21.
interesting because the median and
The
the
median
mode
and
were
mode are
the
the
same.
same. That happens a lot sometimes, for sure.
Okay, so we just said what number occurred most often, and
Most
there were 2 21s.
Awesome, sweet. How about you guys? You guys do the same
Same.
thing? Awesome,
Yeah.
great
We
job.
did. We did. We didn't even look at their paper.
Okay, great. No cheating involved here.
No.
Perfect. Okay, great. So let's practice some more on our next problem. So for these examples, you're going to use the data like we did on the first one to find the mean, median, and mode. So on vacation, Sally spent the following amount of dollars each day. Calculate the mean, median, and mode of what she spent each day.
Okay.
So
So these are dollars.
yeah, they're all dollars there. Sorry, the
$6, $8,
perfect.
$10.
$10,
Oh, $10.
11.
We might need a
47,
calculator
no,
for this.
47,
We're gonna do it.
12,
60, 73, 73, and 34.
We're using our calculator.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
6,
107.
8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 34.
You guys got 107 before they did.
And they said to round it.
Round it to nearest 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just 13.
13.38.
13.4.
There's 100.
Okay.
13.4.
Sweet.
Alright,
And the median.
the median.
Okay,
Perfect.
median.
Yeah, we gotta find mean, median, mode, all three.
So median, middle, value. So like
And then
1,
6, 17
So
divided
there's-
by 2.
8.
Okay, so we have to add those 23 divided by 2. 1, 11. Okay.
Which relates to $11.50.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
In
That's a
dollars.
good call,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we are
Let's-
labeling. with
Yeah,
the-
we need to label. Let's not forget our
What
labels.
The
increased
mode.
most often?
How'd you get 11?
What number?
13.
Yep. So
Alright,
13.
guys.
Okay.
Good job.
We're
You guys finished up? Okay. You
Yep.
guys still working, or you guys?
No,
all
I'm done. And I didn't use a calculator.
Okay. Well, that's good. Good mental math. And these guys, what I liked what they were doing was they labeled each of their answers. So if you guys haven't labeled, maybe we should.
What do you mean?
dollars.
Dollars.
Because it
you know,
was what
Oh.
she spent
what
every
she
day.
spent every day.
That's
so
a
we got to
good
put the
point.
dollar sign.
Thanks for the
Um,
tip, smart people.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. What? Let's go around again. So, what did you guys get for the median on the first?
The mean?
Or the mean? I'm sorry, the mean on the first that problem.
We got $13.38
$13.
because we rounded up to the nearest hundred.
Smart. What did you guys get?
Well, I put 13.4 because,
Oh.
like I say, I didn't have a calculator, so I had to do things the hard way.
Well, we are getting rid
Okay.
of pennies,
So,
Yeah, we are
So-
getting rid of pennies, so who knows, right?
That's
Um,
true.
But how did you guys get to that?
Yeah, how did you guys get
Well,
They
there?
rounded up to the 10th, not the
So-
I
100.
know.
So we added them all up and it was 107.
Right.
We divided by 8, but
Okay.
doing it by hand without a calculator, it was 13.4 I got. So I could have gone way to
Great.
the infinity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a repeating decimal.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So good job. I'm glad you recognize that,
Yeah.
you know, and we're able to round up.
Yeah.
Okay, great. How about our last one, our mode? How did we find mode?
Well, we got $13 for mode, cause, when we put the numbers from smallest to greatest,
Mm-hmm.
the number that occurred most frequently was 13, cause there were two 13s. There
Two
weren't
13s.
any other repeating.
No other repeaters. That's a good one. Mode is a one we need to pay attention about because, like you said, it's the one that occurs most often. But sometimes there's multiple numbers that occur the most often. So it's one we need to pay attention to. But yeah, good job, guys. So now our activity that we're going to be doing today is to better understand our mean, median, and mode. We're going to gather our own data and find these numbers. So we're gonna pair up. You can be in the same pairs that you were at for our worksheet, or you can change up whatever works. And you will do as many push-ups as you can, and your partner will count how many push-ups you do. Okay. So yeah.
Can I do modified girl push-ups?
You can do modified push-ups, absolutely, for
Okay.
sure.
And then we put it on this.
Yeah, so in one of the worksheets I handed out to you guys, you're gonna put them in this worksheet, fill out the number of push-ups you did, the boys, girls, so, and then we're gonna find the mean, median, and mode. So,
Okay.
So do we
yeah.
each do push-ups and
Mhm.
count for each other?
Yeah, you each do push-ups.
Mr.
Yeah.
Malloy, sorry, but can we do wall push-ups?
You can
I'm
do
good at wall
push-ups.
push-ups,
Yeah, wall
so
push-ups are
What
good.
about step push-ups?
Step push-ups, I mean, really, you know.
Okay, I'm good.
You could
Okay.
do any kind of push-ups
Okay,
for
do you
sure.
wanna be first?
So,
I'll count. I
Okay.
let's
don't know if
go.
I can count that high.
And remember, after we finish up, we're gonna share back with the class our findings. Okay.
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 All right.
That's the push-up place?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can go.
Push-ups
Push-up place,
Okay.
yeah.
Do we get a ride to the hospital?
I'm doing modified. Oh, let's see, there's one over here.
Yeah, I'll just get out of there. But
Nice job.
Okay, I'll do one here. 10,
Good job.
11,
Wow.
12, 13, 14, 15.
15, good job. I'm giving you a high five.
Oh, sorry.
Good job.
Do modified.
Not bad for a 70-year-old
You
sixth
ready
grader.
to count? You ready to count?
Yeah.
9, 10, 4, 12,
Good job, guys.
8, 14, 15.
Okay, that's probably good for me.
Dang. All right, guys. Shoot.
Oh, did he get
Holy shucks.
All
Okay,
We only
you
have
be
two-
the one to write it
We
down.
only have 2 numbers.
Okay. Yep. Make sure to write your results down.
You did 15.
Oh, I did.
35. So now we have to.
Only 2. Oh, we have to wait for their numbers. don't we?
Oh, yeah.
23.
Do we do their numbers to Mr. Malloy? We add theirs to ours?
Well, yeah. Once we
should.
yeah, we should. So once we,
So we have more numbers.
get their numbers, we'll mark them
I
them
feel like
down
I have
too.
more brain power after doing
Okay.
those
Okay.
push-ups.
All right, guys. So everybody, let's come back to class. Come back to your seats.
Kim,
Kim
And
had
how many did you do?
25.
25. Wow.
Jack at 20.
Wow. Okay. So, yep. Find your seats.
Okay.
And yep, like if you noticed on that graphic organizer, you can cross off the boys and girls part of it because we're just gonna
do them all together.
do them all together. Yep.
Right.
So write everyone's name down in the first, the left column of that table we have for us here, and then let's go around and say, so how many push-ups did everybody get?
I got 15.
15, okay. So for Kim, we put
I
15.
got 25.
25, okay. 25,
Kathy, how many?
He had 20.
20,
Kurt had 15.
15.
I
Okay.
can tell right away we've got
What's that? Yeah.
Mode.
mode,
A mode. Okay. How'd you find the mode already?
because there's two 15s.
Great. Good job. Perfect. The number that occurs most often. So let's write that down. The mode is
Okay,
15.
15.
Great job.
Okay, so then
All right. What's
we
our?
have to add
Yep.
everything else to
Right.
do the mean, right? Or the
Yeah.
And
median.
like we talked about earlier,
Median.
let's list our numbers from
Oh, we're-
least to
okay.
greatest, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
So we already have that filled out.
Okay. There we go.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Mm-hmm. Good job. Mm-hmm.
So that was
18.75.
okay.
Yeah, and if we need to, you need to round to the nearest.
That may be
And
wrong.
From mode.
35
Mode is
divided
15
by
because there are two 15.
Let's see, 8 times.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that
Yeah.
occurs the most.
Okay.
Right.
And then
And median.
was in the middle, right? The middle number? Oh, but there's two of them,
So
so.
then you
we-
add them and divide by 2.
Yep.
Yep, add them and divide by 2. Good job.
1,
17.
17 points.
Okay.
okay. All right.
How's everybody doing? You guys finished up?
Yep.
Yep.
How about you guys?
We are.
All done? Sweet. Okay, so let's start with our first one, the mean. What did everybody get for the mean?
18.7.
Yep,
Five
that's what
points.
we got too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, what did you guys get for the median?
17.5.
17.5.
Did you guys get
17.5.
17.5?
That's correct.
Perfect. Okay, and then how about lastly the mode? What did everybody get for the
We
mode?
knew that one right away. 'Cause we
15.
both got
15.
Recurring
15.
numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Kim and I both did
Yep.
15.
Awesome. Great job, guys. So yeah, just if you haven't finished your graphic organizer already, fill that out.
Okay.
And then yeah, we're gonna create that, and then for the evaluate portion of our lesson today, I have a little worksheet here for us too that I'll hand out. It's just working more with our mean, median, mode, and you can work independently on this part
Okay.
to complete this activity. And I will get you guys your worksheets, and you can fill that out and turn it into me when you are all finished. Oh yeah, and let's see. Let's see. Okay, guys. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys can keep working on that, but in closing, so after participating in the 3M's lesson, students will independently completed the 3M's worksheet with 80% accuracy. So finish those up for me, guys, and thank you guys for participating in the lesson today. Good job.
Thank you.